Hello everybody at YouTube. This is TB update on his well project. I put it off for now because I found out that I'm probably going to have to drill a 100-foot chamber. Most wells around here, I don't know if y'all had seen my other video, assuming you had when I started my well. My grandfather only had to go 25 feet, but he had a open dug well which was about 8 foot around in a big open pit, maybe a little rounder, I'm not sure, but at least 8 feet, and it went down 25 feet, so he had plenty of water because of that larger chamber. Now granted, he never used a well pump on it to see how quick it would drain it. After talking it over with professional well drillers and stuff, I've discovered something, that the faster your pump pumps your well off, the quicker you could burn a pump up, especially a well pump down in the well. Submersibles like I was wanting to use, they are usually used on all 100-foot wells or deeper on submersible pumps, or you got to have a huge chamber. So when your pump on a submersible pump, the suction on it, where the water goes in, is in the middle between the motor and the pump that pulls the water up. The motor's pushing the propellers that's inside a pump upward, up through the line up to the top. Well, when that runs out of water, guess what? There's nothing to say, okay, we're out of water, let's shut the pump off. You can burn up a $1,000 pump or $700 or $500, depending on what type of submersible pump you bought, real quick. So I've now, when we was up there, when I was a kid, when we drilled our well was 8 inches in diameter, and I found out that it was 60 feet deep or better, and it wasn't 40 feet. It was a lot deeper than that they drilled it. And another thing, I thought that it was only 40 foot, but after talking to some of my relatives, I found out that we had went 60 foot or better. And so the submersible pump will work on wells over 45, 50 feet if there's enough chamber of water. Otherwise, you'll burn the submersibles up. Now, as for a mud pump, the mud pump is the biggest cost of drilling that. I only have access to one water hose to from my house, where the other guys that were drilling with PVC and those drill bits by hand, it'll work, yes, but you got to have enough water going in there to push those settlements up, and I don't have enough water. Here is the problem to go with a water drilling system. The supplies to just get ready to drill the well, the mud pump was $389 plus tax. The doggone water hose was $47 a piece, and they're only maybe 10 or 12 foot hoses. And then you got to build a slew box, see, to do that, and plus you would have to build you a drill bit. Well, all that was going to cost me well over $2,000 time I got it all figured up. Crap, that ain't a poor boy way of drilling. In the other, to get someone to drill it's even more than that. That cost me too much money. So in my case, I'm going to take, and I'll take you with me when I start it. I'm seriously thinking about taking a 15.5 horsepower motor off of my Craftsman lawnmower, temporarily. I hope I don't mess it up. But I got another mower. This is an old mower, and I either do that or I may use the 6 horsepower and try it first, but I think that it won't be horse enough. My problem is I'm going to have to be able to slow that engine down so if we hit rock, and we can get it up out of there quick, because you don't want to tear up your motor or your shaft. What I'm going to do, I'm going to build a drill bit, alright, still using pipe, but I'm going to make quick connectors where as we go down in the ground, we can drill probably 4 to 5 feet at a time with a drill bit cutter, and I'll add on the pipe by connecting them joint by joint, screwing metal pipe in. probably half-inch pipe, and even at that can get expensive too. But I've got access to 2 different motors that I think I can put on a shaft or connect to a shaft, and then I'll have to build some type of a handle and bracket, and I'll need to be able to pull it up out of the ground. See, that's going to be your other problem. You're going to have to be able to take the motor off and then pull the shaft in your drill bit out of the ground when you're done. And I'm going to cut probably a 6 to 8 inch hole with my bit. Even though it's 2 inches in diameter, I'm going to, maybe even 1 inch black wall steel pipe. I probably won't be able to get 2-inch steel pipe. I wish I could, but I don't have the money for that. I don't know how much even the 1 inch is going to cost to go 30 or 40 feet, you know. But I may be able to go farther. May have to buy a joint of pipe a month out of my disability just to get it drilled. I don't know. But I'm looking into that option of taking one of those lawnmower motors off of the lawnmower. I'm going to have to build a bracket or do some welding or something, get some welding done, and build a drilling machine basically. And a person is what we're going to need is maybe a catwalk or something up above about I guess probably 8 or 10 feet, something like that, where we can climb up there and pull the pipe out. Well, I mean, we should be able to get the pipe out. Wouldn't have to go that high, not over 5 feet. I guess off of a pickup bed probably work. Just standing off from a pickup bed whenever we want to get the motor off there. But we don't. I'm going to have to do some serious thinking about that on how many feet to dig at a time. Because each time you pull 5 feet out, you got to have a connector. If I go with 5 foot, you see what I'm saying? If I go with 8-foot pipe, well, you're still going to have a connector for that, but not as often. You can go deeper before you have to add a coupling. I have some 1/2 inch or 1 inch couplings here. I might be able to go with an inch pipe, and then on the bottom we can use adapters and drill a hole into that bit where we can run a bolt through it and keep the bit on. Because I don't trust just threads on a bit. That bit, or else I'm going to have to rig some kind of bit that spins from inside the shaft. When you go down in there, where the bit will expand out at the end of it, where the bit is expanded out the end, but yet on the inside spinning with a guide tube to keep that shaft, keep that littler shaft from if it was to break, from slamming into us or any mishaps. We don't want to get killed using a homemade device drilling wells. But I'm seriously thinking that would probably work. I don't know whether it would or not. I'm going to do some study on that and see. If it does, then that's how I'll probably drill the water well, and you guys can watch me put it together piece by piece. And what I will do is, like I say, we'll make handles, and we'll probably two sides, and the motor will be sitting on that on the handles and sitting on the weight of the pipe. As it goes down in the ground, we kind of push on it to help push it down in there a little at a time. As that's spinning, oh shoot, well, I think it's something like 3,500 RPMs. I don't know, I'll have to look on my book if I use the 15.5 horsepower motor. It's going to do some serious digging, folks, real quick. But you ain't going to be able to go, like I say, but 5 feet at a time, because then you're going to have to shut down after you get 5 feet down, unhook, pull the thing back out there by hand, the pipe, and knock the mud off out there and the clay and the dirt off from it. Then you put your drill bit back in the hole. Then you put your another coupling on there. Then you screw that pipe onto there, and then you got to have a place up there in the pipe where a steel pin goes plumb through the pipe, below the threads where the coupling is for the next one. And that's what I'm thinking I'm going to use. It might work, but that pin, it's better that it break than the shaft.